Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm live. Yay! I kept on looking at myself on my camera this morning and I was like, is my hair okay? Looks like a mess. It's frizzy as hell, even with uh there's a an everyday conditioner that I put in it sometimes. If I haven't washed it in a day, I put it in. And yeah, I just put it in there. And it's really cold in here. I slept with the windows open last night and it's now 59 point something uh degrees in here this morning. Yes, Tina, I've started it now. And you like the setup behind me right now? I used to have these lights on the headboard of my bed, and then I moved them over because that was where I usually put all of my Christmas tinsel. And then I decided, well, hey, I have these lights. Why not put them right here? And then I could use it for like live streaming and whatnot. There's candles, and then there's this is actually a like aroma diffuser, but the aroma diffuser is really, really loud. So then I changed it just to use it as like a backlight kind of thing, like a tabletop light. Another candle, pumpkins. I have pumpkins behind me too. If I lean my head, there's pumpkins. Let me see. Oh, Allie's here. Hello, Allie. How have you been lately? I've been good. I'm currently freezing my ass off, to be perfectly honest. Halloween lights. Actually, um they're little tiny fall lights. They're actually really adorable. Like they have like just like little autumn leaves, and there's different colors. So it's like you'll start off with like yellow, and then you'll go to like red, and then there's green. I don't know if you can see like up there. It's like green and red. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. Any hero pumpkins? Not yet. Let me see. I think the one beside me right here is about the closest that I can get to hero pumpkin. See? Look at his little messed up his little messed up oh my god. What do you call this thing? I have no idea. So, yeah. I love decorating for just like Halloween and autumn because it's just like cozy vibes all over around. STEM, thank you. That's the freaking word. So yeah, and I got coffee. Coffee is like the only thing that's keeping me warm right now, and it's homemade pumpkin spice coffee. So eat your heart out. There you go. There's the slurp. So, what have I been up to lately? Well, for the next 10 days, I am on vacation. So, you want some? A little for you, a little for Eileen, a little bit of for Tina, whoever. Yeah, you have your vanilla Kamoro tea. There's vanilla in here. Put a little bit of vanilla extract in here, so it's good. It's not overly strong, but if you're making it from recipe, it gets really, really strong. So it's like, ooh, oh yeah, you don't like coffee. Yeah, well, not that you don't like coffee, you just don't drink coffee. But yeah, I mean, there's a shot in case you need a little bit of caffeine for later. Oh yeah, updates. Yeah, so I'm off for the next 10 days. Um, taking some time off. Um, the family uh went to Montana. So they're currently in the States right now. And I guess that there's a story that happened while on the way of where they were there. Um, so yeah. I have no milk or sugar right now, so I can't make a coffee. Making a tea instead. What kind of tea, Allie? While you're figuring that out. So yeah. Uh, um, so I was knocking my brain just with like a ways on what I wanted to do next. And I did have a good idea that I was going to bring to the channel, but unfortunately, with the formatting of the audio that I was going to use, by the time that it had gotten processed, it automatically hit me with copyright infringement. Well, And just, like, knowing that there's copyrighted content that would be used within the video. So then it was like, "Well, crap." And then it was like, "Well, I could make it into short-term format and maybe build up a little bit of my shorts on the channel." But then I was like, "But how," like, it's I mean, anybody who's on YouTube knows that, you will, that longer featured content is so much better for the channels than they are the shorts. So that's kind of the part of it. So and then um yeah, don't even ask me about work. Is work is work, definitely. I've kind of been getting a little bit more organized with what I've been wanting to do for this channel. I'm still working on the podcast. I think that's my main goal, and also I had to go back and I had to take a step back, because I don't know, like, a lot of people don't look at the community pages on my channel, and, like, I was just kinda talking about, like, August is probably the most difficult month for me, personally, because and I probably have said this before, but however, um it's just a very difficult month for me. Mentally, I just like, all creative endeavor and all creative anything just goes out the window because there's just so much emotional and personal stuff that I have to deal with and that I have to kinda be in the right mindset in order to do things. And, like, I tried to push through for August, but then I was like, August is basically gonna be my month off. Plus it was hot as hell. I mean, like, July, August, it was hot. So then I just kept on thinking to myself, I'm like, "Well, there's absolutely no way that I'm gonna be able to put out any sort of content out if I'm sweltering like crazy." Um, and then, of course, this is the prime time of year where I'm working on Halloween videos and I'm working on, just Halloween fall related stuff. Um and, like, yeah, that's basically it, and then also when I've been thinking about other projects that I've been wanting to do, it's been tough. Like, it's been difficult to really kinda settle on what I want to do, but then it's also trying to find the time to do it. Time is a very fleeting thing, and Jeff will tell you. So, yeah, it, uh, it's a thing. Okay, let me look at the chat here. There's so many different teas. Pumpkin spice hot chocolate. Oh, that sounds amazing. Vanilla nut cream. Me like me pumpkin spice hot chocolate. Yes. Mhm. I mean, just I like, and I found like when I was making homemade pumpkin spice, you're saving so much more money than you would at Starbucks. I mean, honestly, you're saving so much more money. Oh no, buffering. I think that's just on your end because everything's going well for me over here, Eileen. It could just be your end, I think. Yours too. That's weird. Hmm. I don't know what I can do about that. Well, it just it fixed it figures because this is how my freaking day has been since I got up this morning. It's just been my coffee grinder wouldn't work, my Bluetooth wouldn't work, my freaking, like it's just, like, anything that could possibly go wrong has gone wrong today. It's like I put the beans in the coffee grinder, and then it starts smoking because there was a piece in there that was just getting stuck and stuck and stuck, and when it was grinding, it just kept on grinding over and over, and then it just started to smoke, and I'm like, "Oh my god." And then it was, like, even setting up the table that I have underneath my laptop right now, oh my god, it was like, I'd set it up, and then the one side, and then the one side would be, and it's like, "Oh my god." A very close friend of mine is constantly working and barely has time to chat and is starting to get depressed, so I completely understand what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, it's a grind. And of course, with me working full time, that's also another thing. Oh, Tina, I'm sorry you have to go. Well, thanks for stopping by. Love you for, even making an appearance. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, it's just like even when I'm working full time, it's like I come home and I'm just exhausted. Like, it's crazy because it's like I mean, I work like I said, I work a very physically demanding job. Housekeeping is very, very physically demanding. And then on some days, like last week, um I had to put all of my mental health first aid resources because we were having a crisis. So I had to be kind of the head of the mental health team at work, uh, just to listen to what people had to say without judgment and just kind of find an answer to the situation. And yeah, and I mean, also dynamics and office politics is huge right now. For like the past 3 weeks, we've had two other staff members that like they've been trying to do their job, but they always think that they have something to prove. Um, that it's like because like they're working two jobs, and then it's like they'll come to work cranky, and then it's like horribly emotionally tough. Oh yeah, like I mean, it's like people say it's like you have to steel yourself, but it's like it's hard to be made of stone for the most part. And then also like I mean, thank God we haven't had many people die this year yet. um but yeah, it's very emotionally taxing. And depending on what other people are going through, you can just feel it just throughout everywhere. So it's definitely a thing. Um, yeah, and back in August, like I was burnt out, I would say. I burned myself out a lot. Um, and it's just it's difficult. It's tough. Hugs to you and those who need it today. Aw, thank you, Allie. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and it's not to say that it's like I've given up entirely on YouTube, but it's not about that. It's just it's time. Um, it's like I really want to focus on the content that I give out that is going to be like I've put thought and I've put effort into it, not just the deaths, but dealing with the dementia. Oh yeah, oh absolutely. Dementia is hard, you guys. Um, there was one lady that we had last week, and she was adamant that she was leaving the country because she's originally from Ukraine. She was born and raised in Ukraine, and she had all of her furniture, every piece of it, lined up by the door. And she was adamant that she was going to be getting picked up and that she was going to be leaving. And as much as we tried to convince her that she wasn't leaving, she even she just got more agitated and more agitated. So then eventually we had to call her son, and her son took a look at her situation and was like, okay, whenever you need me, just call me and I will come and see her. So, and it makes it hard because like as much as you may have put your loved one into a care home, um you're trying to live your life too, and you're trying to support your spouse, and you're trying to support your children, and you're trying to support whoever else. um and then to see your family member go through that, it's difficult. And that's why, like, I always say, like, if there was ever a movie that I had to say that sums up kind of what um like Alzheimer's and dementia kind of is. There's The Father that has Anthony Hopkins in it. Oh my god, he's just amazing. Um, there's another one too. Uh, Awakenings is a good one with Robin Williams, but there's another one. There's another one that talks about Alzheimer's and dementia. I can't remember for the life of me what it is. I mean, I'll probably remember it after this, and then I'll put it in the comments or in the chat, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it is a thing, and, I mean, I'm not so much trying to push myself to get content out there, but it's like I have to have the time and I have to have the resources. Like I have to have the quiet and I have to have the stillness um to think. Like yesterday, because it was quiet in the house, I had time to script. And when I was scripting, it was just like an hour had gone by and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm already done this already. So yeah, but yeah, the podcast is coming. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. And our boys have been busy at work. Jeff has been busy at work, and things have been happening. So nothing wrong there. And oh my God, so I uh, I had ordered the copy of his CD on the 15th, the day when he made the announcement, and it had shipped out like within like the next hour, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all the updates from the USPS, and then I'm like, oh my God. So then it's like finally I see one that was on Jeff's birthday, and it said it's like address not verified. And I'm like, oh no. So then it's like um I think probably last week, I think it was like on the 4th, Thursday, Friday, I forget. But I messaged Jeff and then I was like, I hate to be a pain in the ass, but I think it could possibly be coming back to you for verification on the address. Then he's like, okay. And then he's like, well, like, can you send me your address here so then we can verify it if it comes by? So then I've been keeping an eye on it. It hasn't moved since then, but it says that it is in it's no longer in the delivery depot. It's just at a facility in Canada, um, waiting to, I don't know, like to be in transit or something. Like it doesn't really tell me, or at least not that what I have seen that I've been looking enough at, like when it's actually going to be out to get to me. So, but I figured I would let him know just in case, because I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Like it's just, I don't know. Uh, yeah, laying in a tree. Laying in a tree. At least it's in Canada. Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, but it's so funny because it's like after I messaged him, it's like I get this update that's like, oh yeah, where it's like, ha, psych. It's like, yeah, it's already in Canada. So it's like, yeah. But oh well, that's the USPS for you. So I don't know. It's like I don't know. Um, so what else have I been up to? Oh, Leonie made it. Hey, Leonie. How's it going? Uh, yeah, what else? I saw a woolly bear caterpillar the other day. He's crawling around in a bunch of boxes, and we were cleaning out the patio at work, and he was just crawling along doing his thing. And I saved a ladybug. I don't know how the ladybug got inside and got onto a pillow, regardless. But I just scooped her up and I took her outside. So yeah, that was fun. Um, Yeah, so I've given updates on what I've been doing and how I've been doing. How you guys been doing? I mean, like, honestly, I mean, other than Eileen, I think that that's like the only person that I know is of how they've been doing. Oh no, Allie, okay, you have to go. That's fine. Yeah, have a good weekend. Take care. And then there were two, I think. Or there's three. I mean, including me, I think there's three. So, yeah. And like, how have you guys been doing? In August, September. Yeah, like September is always nice. I like September. It's just nicer. Days are cooler. I can wear more clothes, and uh, I don't have to, don't have to be wearing less clothing, but I also don't have to be sweltering in the heat. Even though for the next 3 days it's supposed to be in the high 30s, but it's taken so long to start to warm up. So, but yeah, I've just kind of been chilling, taking it easy. Um, being good to myself, doing kind of. I mean, I'm kind of like a Jeff in some regard because it's like even when I get time off, I'm focusing on stuff around the house. Like yesterday, I I cleaned our jet bathtub because it was gross. Um, because like I try to do that when I have the time. Organized underneath our sink, cleaned up what I think was spilt oven cleaner because the bottle of our oven cleaner was on its side. It got knocked over because it was underneath the sink. It got knocked over, and I think over time it just started to leak. And then it's like as I'm pulling everything out, I'm like, why is everything so oily? Like, why is it so slippery? And then I'm like, oh crap! I'm like, yeah, it's the oven cleaner. So then that took a little bit of scrubbing. And it's sucky with chemicals that are oily like that are oil based because you never truly get rid of the residue. Like it's very slippery. So yeah, and I cleaned my room, like I just did some random stuff around the house because I was like, I just need to do something. So and like those were things that I had planned that I wanted to do for a long time. And then it's easier to do it when nobody else is around because then it's like I'm not invading your boundaries and I'm not getting in your way type of thing. So that's the thing. And then what else did I have planned for today? I mean, well, of course that there was you can come clean my house. I mean, I love cleaning. Don't get me wrong. I love cleaning. That's why I'm in the profession to do it. Um, you know, it's just it becomes difficult when there are just when it when like at work for example when it's a different thing every day because then there's some of our residents who have the hoarding tendency and then a room that should take me like 15 minutes ends up taking me a full 45 and then it's like I haven't even cleaned the bathroom yet because I'm too busy scraping down and cleaning up crud from this bed because this lady decides to bring food back to her room because she thinks, that she doesn't have enough food, and it's just it's ugh. It's so, um, but, it's the disease, it's how it happens, that type of thing. Um, and yeah, like, I sanitized our kitchen yesterday, and I cleaned it up, like, I was in cleaning mode, and then it was like, "It just smells cleaner in here, the kitchen smells good." um Stuff like that. So it's like after this live chat I'm gonna hang my laundry. Like I washed my bedding yesterday and like I went to bed in a nice clean bed. So less about you. Are you living alone? No, I'm not. I live with I still live with my dad and his girlfriend. um it's not to say that I haven't looked at trying to find a place of my own. It's just right now, and I think, like, just with everywhere, rent is completely crazy. Um, like, and if, like, once it does happen, I am gonna be so happy to live by myself. Um, but right now it's trying to find location, it's trying to find a safe location, it's trying to find, um, a place that is gonna be, like, feasible for me. Like and I think even one of my biggest worries is just trying to keep trying to like not even keep it like up kept, but just enough to where it's like I can pay my rent. That's, like, the one thing, because like, I've no like and it's not to say that I don't have money per se, I do. It's just like, it's just the thing, and it's also kind of a bigger step for me, obviously. I looked into it, and I was, like, hell-bent on doing it, and then, things started to calm down, so then I was like, "Well, maybe not." But, yes. I mean, Leonie, go ahead and ask me questions. That's what I'm here for. Like, I love answering. I love doing the Q&A part of these things. Yeah, like, I think my stepbrother right now, he recently got 2 other roommates living with him right now, and they're splitting the cost of the rent. But right now, it's like and they keep upping it almost every month, and, like, I think that that's almost, like, criminal. Um, but, like, he's been thinking about finding a different place because the rent is it's just ridiculous. I think it's, like, 1650 or something like that. Like, it's, eh, like, 1,650. So it's like, that's expensive. Like, that's ridiculously high. So and, like, just to pay that per month is it's not cool, because, like, he only has 1 job, and, like, I only have 1 job. And, like, the only other thing that I pay for is just Patreon, and, like, I'm like, I don't wanna go to, like, the dollar, Like, even though I have people that would be like, "Well, like, I'll" that, would take, care of me in that regard, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't wanna go to the dollar amount. It's like, it's not fun at the dollar, like, but, yeah, it's a thing, and, like, I'm hoping that the housing market will crash at some point. It has to. It's just everything is just ridiculous. Like, interest rates are going down again, and it's like, how? How? Anyway, the world is going to crap type of thing. So, yep, I'm doing a full day job, 7 AM to 3 in the afternoon. Full 8 hours a day. Well, technically it's almost 9.5 because I get there at 6:30, and sometimes I could be on the floor by 7. So, yeah. And, like, I mean, and then, like, like, I just saw recently out of the States, and, like, I was very disheartened to hear about the, shooting in Georgia. It's just, kids are just starting school, and then that's how they start their year. Like, the students' morale is just shot. Like, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with the world anymore. It's not the world that I had once known, you know? Like, oh, good for you, Leonie. You're retired. Nice. My dad's retired too, so then that's why I'm kind of pounding the pavement here, working hard. So then anything that I can get from him, I can at least, or that I can get, I can give it to him at some point. Cause yeah, he's done a lot for me throughout his career. He's been he's pulling wrenches for 41 years. Yeah, yeah, Eileen, it's terrible. And it's like I had a very slightly heated discussion about it with my dad on Thursday night, like on the way home. Like, cause it was just as much as I had tried to not look at the news because I try not to, like, I mean, because it disheartens me, obviously. And like I'm very empathetic towards everything. And because like I try not to get very emotionally attached And then, like, especially while I'm on the job, but, it's kind of unavoidable because everybody has their TV on the news, and then I'm just like, my heart is just broken. It's just absolutely broken, and, yeah, it's terrible. It's just absolutely terrible. Vance said it's normal life. Vance is a moron. Seriously. I mean, I will ask like, I will say anything, and, I mean, Canada's not much better. I mean, probably gun laws are a little bit more stricter here than anything, but, we still have overpopulation and, a lot of other things that we're not proud of, um, but, yeah, it, the right to bear arms should have never been written in the Constitution, ever. So, that's my 2 cents on that, but I'm gonna move on here. Okay, uh, so you guys have seen, um, Jump in the Line from Voice Play? Oh my god. Jay's voice was just perfect for that, and I think that Jeff made a good decision when it was like, "Yeah, I think I need Jay on this." So, that's always fun. Vance is in need of being put away behind locked doors, and if they can throw Trump in there too, I would be super happy. Damn Republicans. I swear. It's just yeah, so disheartening. We have a knife problem in Germany. I don't know how it happened that so many people have knives in their pocket. Ah, God. I mean, like, we have guns over here in Canada, and, like, it's not to say that, school shootings haven't happened, but, uh, they don't happen as day in and day out type of thing. Like, it's not an overwhelming occurrence. Like, in Toronto and Vancouver, a lot of those like, Toronto and Vancouver are probably, like, the bigger places for opioid crisis and fentanyl. Um, that's basically kind of like our pandemic right now is, like, opioid and fentanyl and narcotic abuse. Um, but yeah. No, and I completely agree on that because it's like, um because how would that uphold in a court system? Like, would they say, "Oh, because it was" would they waive self-defense in that, or would it just be that the teacher would get counted with murder? And, like, if you're a brand new teacher, like, and you're armed with a gun and you shoot somebody, your career's over. So it's like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I know Tennessee, they were planning on arming teachers, and it's like, I don't know, like, I don't get it. 3 people were killed 1 week ago. Oh, Jesus. It's the end of the world as we know it. Oh, God. I mean, Great Big Sea got it right. Your mental health is over. Yeah, I mean, you can't I don't think anybody who's ever held a gun has ever had good mental health to begin with. I mean, sure, you could be a straight shooter, but at the same time, it's like, there has to be some sort of mental thing that trips your brain in order to do that. Like, how can you kill another human being and, uh, not have any remorse for it? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just I don't know. It's like I mean, maybe I'm in denial or maybe I'm just one of those people that isn't up to speed with everything, but it's just I don't know. I don't have any answers for that situation, and it's very unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. Um, yeah. Oh, I have an itch on my shoulder. Sorry, guys. This is very well, that was annoying. It's like a yeah, I mean, I understand that it's like if it's like for like recreational sport, um, I get that. I mean, my uncle hunts deer all the time, but there's a lot of restrictions on it. Like you have to make sure that you're not shooting like during the treaty season, and you also have to make sure that you have the proper registration, and you have to I think it's like you have to like there's a probation period that you go under for at least about 6 months before you can actually shoot anything. So it's like very strict here. No one outside of the military needs automatic weapons. Yeah. I mean, it's not even about respect for life. It's pretty much just society is running the world, saying that bullying is okay, teachers can't do anything about it. Um, and then when bullying gets to be too much, kids will be like, well, hey, my dad's got a gun in his backyard. I'm going to be a selfish prick and I'm going to take the life of somebody else. Because then that'll show them that it's like, you shouldn't have bullied me because now look at what's happened. Somebody's dead because you bullied me. And because I'm too much to speak up about it. And I went to school 2013 2012 was when I graduated. And I mean, it might have been a different time for me, but teachers had a little bit more control over their students. They had a little bit more discipline. And it's not to say, and all of I mean, like all of the parents that come out and then they're like, "Oh my God, like your teacher didn't do anything," or "Oh my God, your teacher disciplined you." It's like, you see, that is the problem. Letting your son go and do whatever the hell he wants and get away with all of the shit that he wants to, eventually he's going to end up murdering somebody. But going back to society, and I had this conversation, um, that it's like society is like, oh, you don't have to tell your kids that they're doing something wrong. We give them rewards in case of doing personal response in case of instead of taking personal responsibility for our children's behavior, but society has not allowed parents to parent their kids. And it's a very vicious cycle, and then it's that Doppler effect that if one person does it, and then the other person does it, and then once it gets out into society, society thinks that this is okay and that it's new and that it's fresh. Murder is not should not be a thing. Pardon me. It should not be a gimmick. It should not be cool in any way, sense, or form. So society has to wake up and realize that this is what's happening. We are turning everybody against each other. And innocent people are dying. Innocent kids are getting killed. And families are no longer being able to mourn the deaths of their children because they've gotten so used to a pandemic of murder. It's a pandemic. It's an absolute pandemic. And I'm not trying to bash the states. I mean, absolutely not. But it's a very, very heated discussion, and it's very disheartening for me. And I don't have children of my own, but if I did, I mean, like you said there, Eileen, I would be worried about them every goddamn day. I mean, I worry about William. I worry about I worry about Doris. I worry about, like Caesar's kids. Like the parents allow them and then they give them rewards. And it's like there's no tablet that's going to help you. And then they were also saying that statistics have shown that a lot of kids are getting more ADHD, and I'm like, "Well, yeah, because what do you think is the factor here? They're not getting any love and acceptance at home. They're having electronics in front of them 365 days a year, 24 hours a day at best." And then there's even some of them that I came across, and I'm like, "Oh, my kid, this is how my kid broke their 5-hour a day screen time habit." And I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? 5 hours a day? I didn't have my first cell phone until I was 12. And even then, I only used it for emergencies because my parents sat me down and said, 'Hey, you can use this, but it's only for emergency use. You don't use it ever.'" And I mean, I probably waited until I was 15 until texting eventually came around, and even then I didn't have a lot of people to text. But even at those days, there was texting bullying that was happening too, because like I got bullied via text messages. So, it's absolutely shitty. Like it's a shitty situation. It's very shitty. And I know shitty. I work a shitty job day in and day out. I mean, to be honest, it's okay. Can we move on from this? Because I could talk about this forever, and then I would just get more heated and more ramped up. So, well as my grandsons, yeah. I mean, it's violence is everywhere, and in some places, it's just a lot more than other places, and it's very unfortunate. I didn't have my first cell phone until I was 47. Good for you, Eileen. Good for you. I mean, I had mine at 15, but I was also a very responsible teenager. I didn't use it every day. Like, I had it with me, but I didn't use it every day. I'm a little less responsible now because I drop my phone in toilets. But the latest one I have, my current one, it hasn't touched anything. I've been very cautious about it now. So, make sure to keep it in my bag. So, there weren't cell phones to have. Yeah, that's true. You'd only have a landline. Ah, landlines. It's too bad that all of the scammers got a hold of all the landlines and then we had to get rid of them. Or just they're so outdated that it's like you can't, um, you just can't use them anymore. I'm almost out of coffee. This is gonna be a problem. So what's been going on in your lives? How's I mean, well, we already know how Germany is. Yeah, Germany's yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta do my language lessons. I'm so amused to see that short video which Jeff dropped yesterday. Yeah, that one was cute. Yeah. Then the whole behind the scenes thing. Sorry that I keep on sniffling and like touching my nose, but it's like my nose is starting to run. And it's cold in here, so then it's like it runs for a little bit and then it'll clog. So it's like it's so annoying. I'm not sick. It's just because of the temperature. It's been so awful. Yeah, I kind of like this setup. I might just do my live streams like this for, from the future. But I don't really know if I could take this table in here all the time. So, yeah. Mm, love how much more comfortable he is posting things now. Yes. Yes. I think like also he's comfortable with it and then like he's just I think it's like when it just has the time. I was so surprised about Wayne. You never hear him as a track without the others. Yeah, it's well also like when they goofed up with Sleeping in the Cold Below, they had managed to release the drum track to specific tier members. I don't know what tier you're on, Leonie, but listening just to the drum track for Sleeping in the Cold Below, it was like, god damn. Like, I'm not at the higher tiers for the group dominance, but I have been tempted. But that is a lot of money uh, for me to spend just to kinda get it, just to get that extra perk, but then also I probably wouldn't use any of the other perks that I would have. Um, I mean, mainly because it's like, I don't know what to say for, like, my personal message if I think that falls under that tier, I don't remember. The sounds that man can make, it's ridiculous, and, like, I'm getting a better appreciation for it because it's like, the more and more I listen, and the more that I have fresh ears to it, it's just like, "Oh my god," it's like, "This is just amazing." So, yeah, he just always impresses me. Always, always impresses me. I mean, all of them impress me. I mean, obviously, there's nobody that has been in voice play that I've ever been like, "Meh," you know? Everybody's just been so impressive. And Michael Kilgore, oh, I looked up some of his Broadway stuff the other day. God, he's incredible. He is wow. Yeah, let me think. Like, I don't think there's anybody, like, collaboration-wise that voice play has had that I haven't really shook my head at, that I'm just, like, kinda like, "Meh." I mean, because like, Rachel Potter, amazing. Amani, fabulous. EJ and Omar Cardona, get the hell out of town. They are just flawless. And I'm excited about Voctiv's album coming out. I would order it, but then I would have to wait, like, another month for it just to get here, right? Because it's like, well, I can't believe it, like, it's like everything else that I've ordered from Jeff, like, even on the day that it's shipped, it's come to me within, like, a week. I just I don't know what happened. I don't know because like, I went back and I double checked the address, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's the address." It's like, "It's not on my end," but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Jeff always says the USPS always has some sort of problem going on, so it's like he doesn't like using it. So, but I guess he doesn't have much choice. And then I did this stupid thing because it was like, yeah, we had the discount code, and guess who didn't put in the discount code? Me. So I ended up paying full price, and I'm like, damn it, damn it. I mean, I know it was only 10%, but I'm like, I could have saved that 10% because when you include shipping, it's like, fuck. It's like, pardon my French, but it's like, damn it. It's like, that's way too much. USPS is much more reliable than UPS. Ugh. Jane was perfect in the mini. I love Harry Belafonte, and he has a perfect voice to cover him. He does. He does. And he just had so much fun with it. So much fun. Yeah. I mean, like, when they first released that one on Patreon, I'm like, "Oh, yes." I'm like, I'm just gonna dance around in my kitchen like a fool, because that's what I do. Well, think of it as more money for Jeff to make videos. I know. So, you're welcome, bud. Threw in that extra 10% to go towards another camera or to go towards something, anything. So, it's worth it. And then it's like, I looked at my financials the other day, and then my dad was like, "Yeah," he's like, "Is there anything that you could, like, get your taxes off or you could redeem something off of?" And then it's like, "Is there anything that you support that's like, um, that, you'd be able to get tax off of?" And I'm like, "Don't tell him about Patreon. Just don't say it. Just don't say it, because that's another wormhole that I wouldn't wanna open, and I already have trouble enough when it comes to understanding finances. Oh my god. I wish they had told us about it in school. How many CDs were sold by Jeff? A lot. Probably a lot. I mean, when you really think about it, like, when you think about just how many patrons he has, and then also because it's a public thing, like, it's out not even to people that are it is public. It is public. Like, you don't have to be on Patreon in order to get it. Like, you could just go on his store and then get it. So it's like, yeah, that's a lot. Go towards hiring Rick or Renee for an Renette. I keep on calling her Renee for some reason. It's so weird. Um, for an awesome Halloween video. Yes. Yes. I love those Halloween videos. They are incredible. He was shocked about how many were ordered. Yeah. Shocked his tail off. If he even had a tail, which he doesn't. Tommy has a tail. Tommy is adorable. Well, I think this is a good stopping point because I have laundry to hang and I still have stuff that I have to do. And plus, I'm losing my voice because I'm talking so much. I haven't drank enough water today. I'm bad. I know I'm not a hydration goblin, unfortunately. So yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to know before I wrap this up? Any last minute questions, comments, quips, haikus? Must have had such a hand cramp after signing all those CDs. Yeah, and then freaking dude gives him a hard time because it's like, oh, I couldn't find my signature. Dude, it's in bronze, not in black. Jerk. Man, he probably was so tired after signing all of those too. So he probably just as he keeps on going, it's like, oh my god. It's like I can't sign anymore. But I still have like 10 more CDs to sign. Excuse me. It's only 10:46. My god. Well, I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Don't ask me why I got up at such an insane hour. Probably because it was freezing. It's probably why. But yeah. All right. So I am gonna sign off here, guys. Thank you so much for coming by. Stuff is coming for the channel at some point. I'm not gonna set myself down to a specific time. I'm working on it. It's getting done. Um, yeah, just keep your eyes open for it, and I will see you guys next time. So, uh, thanks so much. Everything. Have a good weekend. Oops, I cannot spell for my life. Oop, there we go. Okay, see you guys later. Bye. Yes, I want to end it. God